welcome back to my how to travel series. Basically my web series where I give you a step-by-step guide on how to plan your own trip or travels. So this is a part 2 of my last week's video, which was the travel styles video. If you haven't seen it, click here. Alright, I'm assuming that we've all seen it now. So basically last week I covered more of the vacation or holiday or shorter trip styles of travel. In this week's episode, I'm going to be focusing a lot on kind of the longer term ways that you can travel, that you can be abroad for longer periods of time. Work. Okay, I apologize for that. Now, normally if you want to work in a country, foreign country that's not your own, you need to apply for a working visa. This process is a very long, complicated, expensive process to be able to work and get a job and to make income so you can live in another country. Working holiday visas are kind of this program that came about to allow youth, most of you guys, to live and work abroad without having to go through all of the annoying paperwork, having to have secured a job already. That's one of the beauties of having a working holiday visa, is you don't already have to have a job, and lets you to easily do that. So normally they last between 6 months to 2 years. On average, it's about a year that you're allowed to come to a foreign country, work, live, travel, do all that fun stuff. Now, working holiday visas. This is the way that I first started traveling because I really wanted to go someplace for a very long period of time, but I didn't have a bunch of money saved up. Well, working holiday visa was my solution. So I got one for New Zealand in 2010 and I moved there, and honestly guys, it was one of the most rewarding personal experiences of my life. I learned so much about myself and I gained so much independence. It was ridiculous. Now with working holiday visas, there are 2 ways you can go about doing it. You can go through an agency or a company, which will provide you with basically a support group. It helps you set up your bank account, helps you set up your social insurance number, gives you a place to stay, provides you with job boards so you can look for work, kind of just takes care of a whole bunch of admin for you in that country, because when you move to another country you don't necessarily have those resources or know where to find those resources. If you are a first timer doing a working holiday visa, highly recommend going through an agency. But if you are feeling more confident, you can totally do one on your own. Just Google how to apply for a working holiday visa in the certain country you're looking for, and you can just get a visa. Once you got it, you can go. Okay, so a couple things to note about working holiday visas. Typically, the jobs that you are going to get are not really of the professional sort. They are going to be a lot of them are restaurant, waitressing, cafe, bartending, working on farms, picking, or like fruit picking, admin work, kind of like office jobs that are you're usually like taking over for somebody on maternity leave, mainly because your employer knows that you are only there for a short period of time and that you are there to, in a sense, travel. That was the point of getting the working holiday visa. It's not so you can just go to a country and work. It's so you can work a job that's flexible and you can take day trips here and there and see the country that you're living in smaller, short bursts that are not as financially draining, and you get really more of an immersive experience. Studying abroad. Now, if you are a student, a fantastic way for you to travel is a study abroad program or an exchange program. Chances are, if you are registered in a university at this moment or going to be going to a university, your university will have this program already. This is something that I highly regret not doing when I was in university. I always wanted to do it, never ended up doing it. So if you are in university and you don't necessarily have the time, or you don't really want to take a break between your universities and your studies, fantastic option is an exchange program. This isn't just limited to universities. High schools also have a wide variety of exchange programs that you can participate in as well. So now each of the programs and the specifications for your study abroad will vary for universities. But in a sense, most universities have a reciprocal program that lets you take a semester or 2 semesters abroad in their reciprocal university, where you are essentially studying the same courses or close enough to the courses to the courses that you are currently studying in your university. So you are living in another country where you can study and learn the same stuff you would learn in your own country, but you're in another country. How amazing is that? And in that time abroad, it gets credited toward your degree, which is awesome. And the last topic I wanted to touch on was volunteering abroad programs. So if you are looking for a very, I want to say shocking, but it's not always shocking, but just immersing yourself 100% in a different culture, really having the opportunity to give back, to do some good, to learn about yourself, and to do some hard work, because in a volunteer program you are going to be doing work. You are volunteering your time and or your knowledge or your resources. That's what you're doing. But it is a fantastic, responsible way to travel if you just don't feel like doing all of the touristy, typical photo here, photo there travel experience. If you're looking for something a little bit more, a little bit different. Like I mentioned with the working holiday programs, there are a lot of agencies that run volunteer programs. If you're doing a volunteer program, you can either go through an agency or you could do it on your own. It just depends on how comfortable you feel about the travel that you're doing and about how confident you are in yourself. The biggest benefit of going with a volunteer program and an agency is the support group that you're gonna get that comes along with it, because essentially that is what you are paying this agency for when you do volunteer work. Now, of course, you don't have to go through an agency. You can always do volunteer work on your own. It's just personal preference. You can also, like I said, do it on your own. You can research an organization, contact them, and volunteer your time. Now, a few things to note about volunteering abroad is really do your research if you are going to do a volunteer program, or if you are going to volunteer toward an organization or a charity. There are so many different kinds and types that help out so many different causes that for them to get the most out of you, you need to be satisfied and happy with the work that you're doing. Right? Don't we all want to be feeling like we're contributing to a cause that we feel proud about? I don't want to say horror stories, but there are a lot of stories of people doing volunteer abroad programs, paying a lot of money, and that money just does not get used the way that it should be used. So really do your research and make sure the company that you are going through is responsible, is truthful, that what they say is what they say they're gonna do is what they do. A lot of them should show you their financial breakdowns of how they're gonna go about spending the money that you do give to them. Most volunteer programs will ask for some sort of money, some sort of donation along with your time. It kind of comes with volunteering just to help support them. Honestly, volunteer programs are one of the most rewarding things that you can ever do in your life. So I do recommend doing that, at least, even if it's just a small one. I've done plenty of smaller volunteer projects. It doesn't have to be a week, 2 week, 3 week long volunteer project. It can just be a day, a couple hours here and there. Everything helps and everything makes a difference. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. I'll be making another video next week, and I really want to know, what do you guys want me to talk about? Questions down below, and I'll be going through them and answering them in future videos or in the comments. So yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye! So for this episode, we're going to talk about the different types of travel, different styles that you can travel in. We're gonna go through all those styles of travel and really figure out what is it that you are looking for, what would suit you best, and what you can enjoy most.